Just a quick audio test here, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, okay, that works. Hello. It's already 2 people. Okay. Hello, everyone. I am aware you can hear me. Hi. Alright, I need to get the URL out. And I'll just post it here, just to be safe. Alright. Did not make any attempts. Fair enough. It's still not too late. Hey. I will be including any runs that come in before I release my next main channel video into the speedrunning video I'll do on my main channel. Yeah. Yeah. So there is a time limit, technically. And I mean there was. But that was just the time limit for this stream, which is 2 days late anyway. But you know, also I doubt that it only has 1 concurrent viewer. You know, YouTube keeps hurting my feelings with fake viewer numbers. I'm kind of sick of it. You know, keeps hurting my feelings with fake view. It's very up to date. I'll give it that though. Did anyone submit a run at all? Yeah, actually, quite a few people. No, YouTube, speedrunners is not the game that I am talking about here. That's not. Yeah, you can take the role if you want. If you get the world record in the main category, or like the mangrove slab one, then like that's fine. So we're gonna kind of be going sort of category by category, but also going from like slowest time to fastest time. We're just gonna be kind of jumping around. Speedrunners is a game? Yeah, it's a good game from what I've heard, but it's not what the stream's about. Let me see if I can remove that tag from the stream that says it's about speedrunners. Because it's not accurate. Category gaming, game title, I'll just put in Minecraft so that it understands. Minecraft. There. Even after the... You can't... Even after the... Well, yeah. Okay. Anyways. Hello, everyone. So, for those of you who somehow don't know, I feel like all of you know, but I'll just give the context regardless. Let's make this a Q&A stream. You know, if after the runs there's some time still, we can do a bit of that maybe. But for now I do want to focus on the runs. So, I made this gauntlet that I believe is the hardest, most well-designed, best gauntlet in the world, right? I feel like that's pretty safe to say. And it's not because I'm a god, it's because there's a lack of competition. You know, there's only one other. But, I mean, it would be nice if other people made gauntlets, but besides the point. Point is, I challenge my community to speedrun it. And this is a 200 block tall goddamn monolith that... where if any mistake can like cost you like the entire map, like you could lose essentially if the item is destroyed at the top. I will. Hello, I've switched screens. Hi. I should really switch my zoomify to instant like that. That's better. Okay. So, I did not expect for the times to get this low, but let's start small. Let's start small. I'm going to now open my Chrome. This should be the tab. This is the original video. Welcome, Agent, to the Spire. Whoa. Anyway, You can see I put in a bunch of lore here, but this is the prize. You're supposed to get this. This is 200 blocks in the sky in a bedrock box. And to get it, you need to go through all this, from bottom to top. That's the whole idea, anyway. You get no starting items for your run. And you have two main goals. One is to actually obtain the item, and the other is to exfiltrate, is to leave. And what I mean by leaving, I'll show you in game. I now realize that you can see when I switch tabs. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Is what I mean by leave is the bounds of the spire, which is everything inside of the bedrock dodecahedron below the exterior. Oh, sorry, not dodecahedron. I keep saying that because it's a fun word. It's an octahedron. Anything outside the octahedron, including other dimensions, including, like, literally in this bedrock pocket, that counts as outside the spire, and you win. And that'll become important. Also, funny thing is that you can actually tell when I'm inside the spire because my mining fatigue goes away. But this is outside the spire. This is inside. So you can actually mine all this wood here. Anyways, I think we should now start looking at some runs. I'm going to go sort of chronological, sort of in the order of fastest time. And let me look at chat for a bit before I am not able to. I hate my viewers, so will we actually not do what the titles say? The title is my challenge speedrunners to beat my map. That's the title of a previous stream. I do hate my fans. This is well known, which is why I tortured them with this map. You know, it's all part of the plan. Right, anyways. Let's get into some runs, shall we? So, I think I want to start, and this is kind of improv on my part, but I think I want to start with Branbert's run. I think that'll give us a good baseline, and I'm gonna have to scroll a lot because the speedruns only channel quickly became not only for speedruns. So Branbert got a time that was just under 8 minutes or so. And I think we'll just go through it kind of just to get an idea. So here's the run, and also the music is very interesting.
I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. They know me where it snows, I skate in and they froze.
So immediately I want to point out something. I'll also mute the audio because it's not very relevant. But I check chat. I know this doxes me. Cool. I don't have 5 concurrent viewers. YouTube, you're lying to me. Give me a moment. Let me determine what my concurrent viewers are. And also let me mute the stream as soon as... Okay, it's already muted. It's actually 6, YouTube, okay? It's a remix of the KSI song that's in... Well, not remix, but it's just a... They just changed everything about it. Anyway, in the main video, I say that the only way to get a keycard is via the trees, right? So I say that the only way to get a keycard is in the trees in the surrounding gardens, are the exact words. So what I mean by that is that half of these trees have keycards in them like that. But there's also a bunch of other keycard spots in the spire. Obviously some of these are empty. But there's 7 total keycards. Only 2 are in the trees. The first one you can spot is the fastest one. It's the one that Branbert uses. You start here, you immediately run backwards, go here, you're at the barrel, and you immediately grab the keycard. And also in later versions, I added these glass panes here. I just tell the player to not read because it'll avoid the keycard. I probably could have done a better solution to this problem, like making the keycards in there red instead. But this also gives players blocks, which will become useful, because glass panes can be very useful as blocks, like you can just take them. So, that'll come in handy later. But that's one spot where the keycard is, and I'll just show the others for fun. There's one behind the S here. Alright, so if you're willing to tower up, you can get one there. And in every single line of shulker boxes, except for the one on the south side, right here where the trapdoor is, there is a key card. So for example, I go here, trapdoor, key card, and the key card. Yeah. So there are multiple. And Bradford just gets the one closest, and that's the one everyone gets because it's just the most optimal for the speedrun. So let's continue. And essentially the strat, you just put it in, you press the button, and the key card unlocks. Now, the way you get through this room is interesting. I'll explain the room in game as well. I'm gonna be switching a lot back and forth. This room is essentially another keycard door, but the difference here is that there's no actual solution. Essentially, if you enter anything into here at all, the whole room blows up. The whole room is rigged with TNT and lava, and it explodes if you try to do anything. The main solutions to this, you could try to break this block of coal, which is slow. There's also the possibility of hot wiring the keycard door, which you can do by just like breaking this block, then putting a bunch of items in this hopper, maybe the glass panes, maybe these item frames and maps. But you can hotwire the door. You can also hotwire the door by powering this redstone. But the solution used initially for speedrunners is interesting, and I'm hoping Brandbert showcases it here. I actually don't remember, but I'm hoping he does the thing. Okay, no, he uses a strat from later, but I'll just skip over it. Essentially, the main strat at the start is to just blow this room up. You literally enter it, you press this button, the whole room explodes, right? And I'll actually show it in a different run. Let me see here. This is a 17-minute. I think that's the slowest one I received, but I'll go to a different run, which I'll show off later. But I do want to show the initial strategy, and I'm hoping this one uses it. Oh, this is just completely trying to make a video here. Damn it. Yeah, okay. This guy. This is the run I was thinking of. This. He goes in, and I'll go back to the Brandbert run in a second, and I'll also show this one. But essentially, he goes in, he pushes the button, and basically just blows the whole room up and leaves. That's the strategy near the start here. Takes a stone button, because it'll be useful for later, and he just kind of waits for the room to blow up. Like, if I turn on the audio here... Oh, I guess this video doesn't have audio. Okay, thank you. But, yeah. That's the main strategy. The whole room blows up, and he goes through. Brandbert's using something more advanced, which we'll get to later. But anyways, he gets into this area, and these are what I call... Oh, I haven't even been screen sharing Chrome this whole time. I was trying to illustrate my point. Goddamn. I need to be on top of things. Okay. Pushes the button, goes down, explodes the room, leaves. You get the point. How long has that been an issue? When does the timer start? That's a very important question, actually. I should have answered that. The time starts... It's very laid out and explicit in the rules, and it's extremely, like, precise when the timer starts, to give a very precise definition to avoid cheesing. But essentially, layman's terms, it starts when you press the button. Either button on the wall. There's two of them. There's one for new players, and there's one for the speedrunning. And either button pressed will start the timer. You can see that here. Brandbert presses the button, and the timer immediately starts. That's how that works. But yeah. Now, we're gonna enter what I call in-between areas in the spire. These areas are just literally designed to kind of look like what's behind the wall of your house, right? Just an unkempt, unmaintained area that you're just kind of forced to traverse through. And it's designed to have like some interesting terrain and stuff in places. And the in-between rooms are like, we had to, sorry, I don't mean we, I mean the build team. They had to like manually go through each room and manually put all the decoration here for every single in-between room in the entire spire, because there's a lot. So I'd like to give them a thanks right now. just for going through the effort to make this kind of area possible for every single level of the Spire. Because it was an insane amount of work on their part. So thank you. Gemin Head, Fishy Boy, A20 specifically, those were the two that did the vast majority of the in-between rooms. Blumburns did like one, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, these are the areas that they're going to be entering, and you'll also notice that there are some signs right here. So it says computer offices above, and it points you basically in the direction. If you don't have Fulbright on, actually I'll turn my Fulbright off just for this. You can see that there's actually lights appearing from these openings. So you can see here, employee restroom above, and wow, there's an employee restroom above with a light right next to it. And you can see the lights glowing from each of these, and these are just designed to make these more obvious. But yeah, that's what those areas are like. So let's skip ahead in Brandbert's run. And let's go to where he enters the first in-between area. And he's going to go for this room right here. Now, which room you actually use on the second floor matters a lot. If you recall from the video, I say specifically that you don't have any starting items. However, you can find items on the second floor. I'll just play the clip and make sure I'm recording this. Items. However, you should be able to acquire some items via the employee-only restricted areas on the second floor. So, employee-only restricted areas on the second floor. That's what I say. So which room you take also influences the loot pool you get and how long it takes to get into the room in the first place. Because remember, if you look, each room requires mining like different blocks. So these two, I actually don't remember why these have birch fences, but they do. And you have to mine like this block or this block. So which room you enter will influence your time and influence what kind of gear you can actually get. So let's go back to the run. I believe that Brandbert chose lab. I think Brandbert chose this room. And this room, you can see all the loot. I'll just go inspect. But he gets all this stuff, and what loot he actually takes, because if you spend too much time looting, it's just going to ruin your time. But what loot you take is also very important. So let's look out for that. So he goes up, and he has to spend some time mining these blocks, so we're going to have to hope that the loot he gets is worth it. He goes up, and he gets blocks, he gets a boat, gets some armor. He is picking and choosing what he does. He gets a wooden axe, a shield, some pretty good gear. A pickaxe is extremely important for this run. For any run of the Spire, pretty much. And then he decides he's done looting. He doesn't need to be here. He's out. Right? Smart decision. Now, I do want to give some insight into the layout of the Spire. The time in between the in-between areas was so annoying the first time I played because there was no light. The ones later were cooler because I had shroom lights. Yeah. It does give you a sense of progression. Like, I'm finally able to light up these rooms. I feel like I've progressed so much, you know? But anyways, I'll give some insight on how the Spire is designed. Essentially, this is the main pattern. These are rooms excluding in-between areas. Basically, the first thing I built before anything else in the Spire was this graph. Right? This thing. It was less, like, condensed because it needs to fit in this space. These were more separated out, but this is essentially what the layout of the Spire is. This expands off into 4 more rooms diagonally. Each of those rooms expands off into 4 more rooms. And it goes so on until it reaches this, where it starts to shrink it down until it gets to the end. Right? That's the layout. There are 44 rooms in the entire Spire. There are 1,600 possible paths. That is a lot. And so which rooms you choose is going to influence your time an insane amount. So let's see how Brandbert will handle that. And I'm going to switch back here. Ignore the Windows sounds. Boat out of 10. Nice reference. Never actually been to the lab before. Yeah, because it's not a very optimal room, being frank, but this is one of the slower ones, so yeah, I'm just kind of starting here. And he goes for what most people are calling the code room, or like the vault room, right? Essentially, there's two ways to get out of this room. You can either input a keycard, which you don't have, so you're going to have to hotwire it, or you can input a combination code. And obviously you don't know the combination code, so you gotta do some chicanery. But, thing is, speedrunners do know the combination code. It's this line, right here on the diagonal, and you can actually cheese it in a very funny way. I won't show it on stream because it's already in the official playthrough, but this is a very fun room. It's one of my favorite rooms of the Spire. I'm very proud of it. But yeah, he gets through this one extremely quickly, which makes sense. And I'm kind of thinking right now, like, hey, he's on floor 3 in, like, 2 minutes, practically. He has only, like, what, 4 more rooms to get to? Where does the 757 come from? And I think you'll see very soon. He decides to go next for this room, which is essentially a room that if the game detects you're in it, or if a skulk sensor detects, rather, it will drop, like, lava, TNT, strays, stuff like that, directly on top of you, and you have to survive it. Thing is, it's a skulk sensor, and it's cheesable, so he can just crouch here. And I think that's what he's going to do, if he's smart. Yeah, that's exactly what he decides to do. And he just continues running. Yeah, that's a very safe room if you know how to get past it. Easy. So he's going up. Now, this floor is challenging, and I'll show you why. I'll show you why this floor is challenging. Let me go into Minecraft crashed. Well, I'm not gonna show you in-game anymore, I guess. But essentially, this room is full of a bunch of failed experiments, right? That's the whole gimmick behind the room. And all of these rooms have common. They're all very small. They're all very claustrophobic. There's a whole bunch of blocks in your way to get to you, so you need to navigate that. And there's a ton of mobs in the room. There's mobs in every single one, for the most part. There's like one exception. So this is the aggressive Iron Golem experiment room. Essentially, this Iron Golem is hard-coded to hate the player. Excuse me, to hate the player, and you can't do anything about it. So you gotta fight it, or you gotta get past it, or whatever, right? So let's see how Brandbert handles it. And also, my Minecraft just came back, so that's nice timing. And it crashed again? Serious? Okay, I might need to turn my fans up. But yeah, let's just watch. He goes in with the lava. The lava's a very good strat, because you can just kind of idly kill it. And he blocks it up and just kind of waits for it to die. And he's past the hardest floor, floor 5, by 3 minutes. And also floor 6 is a joke. So also, he has the World Edit mod installed, so he just mistakenly... Yeah, that's just... yeah. I won't take points off for that. It's just unfortunate. But he goes to floor 6. Floor 6 is just the lore room, right? It's just a room that's, like, from an office building, and it has a bunch of stuff in it. And it has a bunch of book and quills with it, which is a bunch of lore that, like, 10% of the people who played the Spire actually read. That's the whole thing with floor 6. The only thing to account for with floor 6 is how easy it is to leave, because sometimes there are blocks in your way. I am turning my fans up, so my noise suppression is going to be working overtime. If there are any audio issues, that's probably going to be why. What failed experiments? Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming? Is this true? Is this factual? Well, I will ignore it and hope the problem goes away. Jesus, my computer is struggling. I have, like, Chrome open, I have OBS open, recording Chrome, I have Minecraft, like, it's just not having a fun day right now. Right, where was I? Oh yeah, he's past the hardest floor, and he only has, like, a lore room to go through. Also, you'll notice that most of Spire speedrunning is just kind of pillaring. You need to find the fastest way to just pillar. Which, you know, I don't think that's necessarily a horrible thing. I think it could be better, but that's the way it turns out. And here, actually, a lot of the rooms he chooses aren't the best options. I don't think he did the greatest job routing here. For example, the Iron Golem room is like basically the worst room to go through on that floor. This room is also pretty bad because you need to break a turtle egg, which takes like four. You need to break it 4 times essentially. So you essentially need to break 4 blocks and then a fifth to even get up. Unless this is like a wooden trapdoor, then it's probably fine. No, this is iron. Yeah, you essentially need to break 5 blocks to get to here. But ignoring that, he is now at the final room. And this is a 757, and he's here at 352. So this is where most of the time loss is. Because this room is insanely hard. And I can finally, hopefully, open the game now. Hopefully. If OBS cooperates, thank you. Don't look at my worlds. No, I actually don't care. But let me load in and show you the room in more detail. I want to give you a sense of the stakes of this room, right? Just give you a sense. So, if we go to the final room at the very top floor, where Brandbert is right now, and again, you can see what I was talking about earlier, with these rooms being the hardest and all having mobs in them, these rooms just being basically lore. But this vault room, right here, is extremely hard. Here are all the things that could go wrong, just to show you. For one, there's skeletons, blazes, and shulkers. All of these are projectile mobs. Projectiles can break item frames. That is bad. Alright? Second, these fire charges don't do much. They're just honestly just more of a fear thing. But yeah, these dispensers of fire charges. What's more of a threat is that these center dispensers here have harming too. And they do often kill people who enter this room, which is also very bad. There's also, you may notice, wither cages, right? Wither cages. How do these wither cages activate? A skulk sensor. What is the skulk sensor calibrated to? It's calibrated to item frame being broken. So essentially, you have like a horrible cocktail here. If one of these skeletons, or these blazes, or even the shulkers, because it's possible, if one of these mobs hits out the item frame, the withers will spawn. And if the item hasn't already fallen into lava, then the withers will very quickly destroy the item. Like, the explosion will just kill the item immediately. And there's one more thing. It doesn't really matter that much, it's more for aesthetics. But this is calibrated to the same thing as the withers. And essentially, if it detects the item frame as being broken, it will just dispense the lava directly on top. So that's all the defenses inside of this room. But one thing speedrunners have going for them is that they have options, because this is the only room with multiple entrances. I'll show you, right? There's the skeleton entrance here. You essentially enter, and you do have to pillar up quite a lot, but you get a very good view, and you immediately get to kill one of the skeletons. Although you do have to mine an iron bar, and you're very high up and far away from the item frame. Right, this is skeleton entrance. Then you have the wither entrance, which is ironically probably the safest entrance. Most people don't go to here because it looks scary, because the sign says wither. But this is actually really good because you can disable the wither spawns. This is probably like a very good spot for casual players. Thing is, you do have to mine through Deep Slate, so I don't think any speedrunner in their wildest dreams will ever go here. Right? This is not like the most common. This is not a thing we'll see today, people going through here. What we will see, actually, is this shulker spot right here. You can go here, and you can literally just stand on top of one of these shulkers, and you have a very good line of sight to the item. A lot of people use this spawn at the start of the speedrunning, right? And the last spawn, which is super high risk, high reward, you might not have seen it because it's in the floor. It's right here. This iron trapdoor is holding up lava and blazes. And it's the closest to the item, so it's insanely optimal for speedrunners. But if you're playing casually, it's horrible, because look at this. The skeleton, if it's aiming at you, and you're down there, either one of these skeletons, it has a very good shot on the item frame. That's horrible, for obvious reasons. So if the skeleton is off by even a bit, Like, you shoot at the item frame, you're basically done at that point, unless you get lucky with item RNG and you can get the item before the withers spawn. So that is the vault room. I just wanted to give you some perspective on what we're dealing with, because this is the most complex room, and this is also the hardest room. And I will go ahead and see what chat is saying real quick. Part of the 90%, there was some lag. I felt... Who even downloaded this map? I failed on this last room? Yeah, that makes sense. I grabbed the item but didn't get out. Yeah. It will crash in 5 minutes again? Really? Okay, well, whatever. It seems fine now. Regardless, let's continue watching Brandbert's run. So let's see what start he chooses. Let's see the entrance he uses here. What does he go for? Also, am I the only person who doesn't mind the new magenta coloring? Like, I kind of like it. It looks nice. Anyways, I was just talking about how we weren't gonna see this today. He uses the withers. Yeah, no wonder this is the slowest time. I'm sorry, Brandbert, but like you didn't route this well. But this is the wither start. It is the safest start. I'll give him credit for that. You immediately disable a wither spawner, and you're just in the room, right? So he goes through here, and immediately starts blocking things off. And he's trying to go through the lava here. You can see him. He's using the light blue glazed terracotta to kind of make a tunnel for himself. And it's working a bit, because the blazes are now attacking him. He is at a bit of a risk here now. Thankfully, actually, the base's own defenses, or the gauntlet's own defenses, do work against it sometimes. The harming potions can kill mobs in the vault room, including the blazes. It's the most common thing that they kill. The skeletons are now shooting, though, and they don't have a great shot on the item frame, but it's possible, so he does need to work fast here. What music is he playing? Okay. BBL Drizzy, tasteful. Right, anyways, he goes through. See what chat is saying. He's going through, he's continuing just to use the strategy of like blocking himself in and slowly working toward it. And now he has the item. He has the item. He just needs to get out, right? So you can see here, he just jumps for it, gets it. Boom. And it's still a 757. He's out of this room at 540. What makes it tight? It's because you have to exfiltrate. And exfiltrating normally takes a very, 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 very long time. You have to essentially work backwards through all the rooms you just went through. And it is a pain. He has to use relog abuse because he accidentally goes into lava here. And finally, he goes through here. He backtracks all the way back down. And this is the fun part, honestly, if you're a casual player. This is fine. But this is horrible for speedrunners. So they would quickly find alternate ways to exfiltrate the spire. But he completed it in 7 minutes, 57 seconds. And that is Brandbert's time. So 8 concurrent viewers, nice. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. And let's see this 542, which I alluded to earlier. So let's just skip the start. What first room does he go to? Let's see. And this run is a bit faster, so I expect some strategies that are a bit better here. So he goes to probably the best room on the second floor. And I'll show you why. If Minecraft doesn't crash. It didn't. I'll show you why here. The reason this room is the best is not really because of the loot, although the loot's pretty good. You get like 9 golden apples. But it's the best because it's the easiest to go into. The other rooms have blocks that are way harder to break. You just have to break a single piece of wool, and you're in computer offices. And that's it. And all the loot spots are really easy. There's one under the pot here. There's one behind the trapdoor. There's one here behind this painting. And there's also one here underneath the table. Right? Those are the 4 spots. And they're all really easy to access, maybe except the painting one. But yeah, this room is great. Because you just immediately get in. So I see why he used this room, right? So what loot does he get? He gets the pickaxe, he gets blocks, he gets a bed. That's interesting, because deaths are allowed in Spire speedrunning. Breaks the pot, gets the sword, gets chorus fruit. That's also very interesting. I think the chorus fruit may come in handy later, who knows. So he goes here, and what room is he going to? I actually don't know. He's going to... I can't really read the sign. Oh. Which room is that? Vision impairment. Oh, he goes through Pumpkin Room. So this room is essentially just designed to give you a cursive binding pumpkin. That's it. That's the only purpose it serves. It's kind of a bad room because you have to go through a bedrock tunnel first to get to the end, and you have to break a bunch of signs too, which you'll see. But it's an okay room because it's also easy. Like, you don't have to expend much effort to get through. You just disarm everything and you go through, and that's it. I'll note here, minor time loss here. He could have placed a carpet on top of that sign to get through, but still, pretty decent routing so far. He's out of floor 3 at like a 140, so this is okay pace. At least for this kind of time bracket that we're dealing with. And then he has another 4 choices. He decides to go for this room. This is the explosive supply closet. I'm not sure you'll see a lot of it here, so I'll try to show you in game. But it is on the 4th floor, and it is this room. The whole gimmick is that there's TNT everywhere. There's end crystals, TNT minecarts, and if you try to leave, there's this waiting for you. If you break anything, a creeper will drop down and the whole room starts exploding pretty gradually, honestly, surprisingly so. But yeah, let's see how he deals with explosive supply closet, and I think you saw a bit of it before. But it's just the strat used at the very starting room. He explodes it, then he moves on, and that's it. It's a tried and true strategy. And he also crafts a button here. Alright. So he has to break an iron trapdoor, but that's probably fine. Goes through here. What 5th floor room is he gonna go through? Because remember, the 5th floor is like one of the hardest ones. And he goes for the one in the center. This one is full of like 4 wither skeletons. How's he gonna do this? One of the best strats for the 5th floor. Oh, wait, no, he's not even using that. That's why he crafted the button. Wait, that's clever. Wait, that's so clever. Wait, so he essentially decides, I don't want to deal with these mobs. I'm just gonna place TNT directly below all of them so that they all explode. And that's why he crafted the button. That makes a lot of sense. I do like that. And he also kind of braces for impact here. Nice. He's a bit slow on this part, but water actually drops down. And then there's just like a few wither skeletons left, which he just kind of deals with. And then he leaves. I think there's another wither skeleton somewhere, but I think it's trapped, so it doesn't matter. He just skips past it. Then he's on the 6th floor. I'll just zoom through here. He gets wood. I think he's going to use this for something. He gets a crafting table. Oh, but he wants to get a bucket. That'll actually be pretty important, I'm pretty sure. If he's doing what I think he's doing, this water bucket is very, very important for his strategy. It's very important. So he goes up, and he's in the final vault room. And now he's pillaring up, and he's pillaring up. Where's he going? He's going to center. The high-risk, high-reward route. With the blazes and the lava, he's going for it. Will he pull it off? Will he choke? Oh, he's taking it slow. I thought he was just going to zoom in there. Genuinely. He goes in? Alright, what does he do? What does he do? He gets sneak 100. Funny. And he places water now. Oh, that's surprising. Yeah, I thought he was just gonna blitz in. And now he has to find a way to exit. But look at this. This is a huge innovation in Spire speedrunning. Probably one of the most important ones is the realization that you can chorus fruit out of the vault room. Watch as he demonstrates it. He hesitates a bit. He collects himself. He knows there's only so much time. And he completes the mission in 5 minutes and 42 seconds. With the chorus fruit strats and the high risk, high reward, he takes more optimal rooms, and that's why it shaves off like 2-3 minutes from Brandbert's time. That is a pretty good run. I went through Pumpkin Room and didn't get a pumpkin because I already had a helmet. Oh, that's it? Actually, you get a helmet by that point? That's surprising for like casual runs. Drinking some water. Oh, I got my own stream recommended to me. Have fun. Now, before I show you some of the faster main category runs, I do want to give some shoutouts to some alternate categories that people came up with, because those are also pretty fun. Minecraft's gonna crash again, I can already tell. Well, this will give me some time to reboot it. Yeah. So, let's explore some alternate categories. So some people decided to take the Spire in a bit more of a weird direction. I'll show you some of the alternate things that people did. Some people decided to do credits percent. And oh, I hate this because now I have to go in-game to explain credits percent to you. Now I have to actually read chat. Of course, Fruit OP, it's in one of the chests. I'm sad that my idea was bad. Well, the antidote to bad ideas is better ones, so... You know. Come up with better ideas, then. I'll just start sharing it early. There you go. Come on, OBS. Thank you. Okay. I will explain to you credits room percent. Let's load in the Spire. So, essentially, the starting room of the Spire. It's just like a bedrock box. It's there. I intentionally made it very similar to the actual rooms in the Spire, just because, you know, I thought I might want to keep the design consistent. This is like a 7x7 interior 9x9 total area room, just like every room in the Spire. It has the credits board, it has the rules, and it has the buttons you use to start the map. It's actually just under the ground. It's literally just underneath exactly where you teleport to. You go here, and that's the start. So, this room is covered in bedrock, but some people decided, let's speedrun getting back into this room. Let's speedrun trying to find a way to glitch into here. So, that's what people did. I will now show you what I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the best credits percent time in the world at the moment. And I'll turn on audio. I don't think this actually... So this is a previous attempt. You can kind of see some of the strategy that he's about to use. But he loads in, and he does actually some pretty similar strats to what we've seen. He goes up here, breaks the pot, grabs the entrance key, immediately goes for this. Right? Goes here, and he does this new strat. And I do want to introduce this now. Alright, don't crash on me. Don't crash on me. Come on. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll explain this just without the game. It's fine. It's fine, actually. Everything's fine. So, what's happening here, right, is there's actually redstone behind that wall where the keycard is. I showed you it earlier. That keycard can actually be, and this is intentional, it can be hot-wired, right? And the intended way is to just break the dropper, put items in the hopper, and then it'll hotwire it. What isn't intended, actually, and what speedrunners realized, is that part of the redstone can just be powered through the wall, and what that does is it just allows you to go through. Now, it will still blow up the room, but this is just faster. You just get out of the room way faster this way. And also, my entire computer just froze. That's fine. Okay. So he goes through the water stream, and the room explodes behind him. Also, something I haven't mentioned up until now, which he'll show in about 5 seconds. That dropper. That dropper is intentional, and it contains old computer parts. And it's a bunch of items. I give you redstone, tripwires, buttons, and chains. The chains are just meant to be like built up with, but a lot of people just use the glass panes. But he takes the buttons. The buttons are actually the useful part of this, which is interesting. He takes the 9 buttons, bridges with the glass. Might need to get water soon. He immediately grabs chorus fruit, and it just ignores everything else in the chest. Goes through here, grabs something, ignores the golden apples too, like the 9 just chilling there. Only wants the TNT. And then he has to go back down, which is the interesting thing about credits percent. Oh, and he makes the 1x1 water. That's kind of insane. He goes back out, and he goes to here, goes to the gate, and he's trying to get back to the credits room just as fast as humanly possible. Place the TNT, make sure he doesn't die to it, and then eat the chorus fruit. That's the end of the run. It's a funny run. It really is. It really is. I'll start Minecraft and look at chat. How long will the stream be? I genuinely have no clue. I have no idea. We've already been going for 45 minutes. Damn. Huh, alright. Well, it might be longer than I thought it would be, but let's explore some more categories, right? We have Spire soft lock percent, which I think I actually suggested and Cook ended up doing. He starts, goes here, grabs the entrance key. Yeah, we've seen this before. He blows up the room, so he uses the old strategy of just blowing up the room and waiting. And he knows exactly the amount of time to let pass to just swim up again. He grabs the chains from the old computer parts, and these are his building blocks. He doesn't use the glass. Interesting, interesting. He goes up, and it looks like he's going to computer offices. Which makes sense, it's just the best room. But he only needs to... Remember, this is soft lock percent. He only needs to get the necessary materials to soft lock himself as fast as possible. Which is pretty difficult in the Spire. It's very hard to soft lock. It's a stone pickaxe, and 37 magenta. Genuinely, I thought he would grab more, but I guess this is all you need. And also, the more items you take, the harder it is to soft lock, because you have more options. So you need to, I guess, limit yourself in terms of items, too. He gets through, and he goes to this room. This is where he's going to soft lock himself, right here. He goes through, and he goes into the wall of the keypad. That's where he goes. And this is because this is like one of the few ways to soft lock yourself, besides the item getting destroyed. You go here, and what you end up doing is just putting yourself in a 1x2. Like this. That's what happens. Here, and he goes in here, and he's done. There's no way to get out of this. So that's soft lock percent. Whereas destroy percent... What is... Explain that. I want you to elaborate on destroy percent. That sounds interesting. I'll show you a run that I accidentally should have... Oh wait, no. I'll just quickly show a stupid one. Just for fun. Yeah, because the stupid ones are fun sometimes. This is death percent. This is death percent. I have no idea who this guy is. What? Okay. I'm glad Jet Starfish ruined Minecraft modding. But anyways, death percent has a pretty obvious strategy. The obvious strategy is that you start directly above the void. You just jump into the void. So they had to add a caveat to make this hard. Death percent to no void, 17.66 seconds. And this is what he did. And he goes for that start. He goes here, grabs the keycard. And funny thing is, the only time the other start is used, which is all the way back at the outside terrain, is in like the normal death percent, but this is a death percent no void, so it's different. He goes here. It's pretty much the same start for everyone. And he just, I'm pretty sure, don't you just press the button here? Yeah, you just press the button, blow yourself up. That's a fun one, even though it's stupid. It was my idea. Destroy the spires quickly. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of bedrock breakers. Let's see, what are some... I think I'll show one more alternate category before we move on to some good runs. And I'll show more alternate categories later. I plan on showing, like, basically pretty much everything I got submitted, but... This is spireless percent. You essentially complete the spire by never entering any floor except for the top floor. This I think this is pretty impressive. He says this may be the worst thing I have ever made, but I find it pretty interesting. So let's see. He switches his difficulty to peaceful, which I'm not even sure if that's allowed. I don't think that's allowed, but you know, we'll let it slide. This is his own category, so whatever. He gets to do what he wants. He grabs... Oh, he's just going around finding all the keycards so he can get the glass panes. He doesn't even want the keycards because he doesn't want to enter the spire. He needs glass panes for the run. And then he goes here, where he should limit his mining fatigue, and grabs this wood right here. And this has got to be important. He also goes here. I'm pretty sure he's just going to get more glass from this. Crafts a crafting table. I don't know what's going on. He's mining wood. He's mining the trees, bro. He's mining the trees with mining fatigue. I don't even know if this is optimal, but I guess he needs a lot of wood, which makes sense. He's going up these little prongs on the side to try to get height without using too many blocks. Just smart. I'll give him it. You know, he's going up the side of it, I think. I think this is... No, hold on. I'm confused on where he... Oh, I know what he's about to do. Oh, this is so funny. This is so funny. As part of the decoration, Rachel essentially added these kind of bridges, and they don't really do anything, but he uses them to get more height. He's using these to get more height, and now he's just gonna parkour up. So he has not entered the spire at all. How does he plan on getting into that final room? I'm curious. He has 2 boats. So I have a feeling I know. He goes here. I think he has to have memorized like a specific spot here. He's ramming a boat into a wall. That's funny. Yeah, he's just doing a ton of boat glitching. And now he's here. He just got here. He's just here. He's going through, keeps going. He's doing a lot of boat ramming, and he finally gets the skeleton entrance. And this is the only room he ever enters that's inside the spire. He never opens the front door. He just goes straight to the source. Oh, did he turn his frame rate down? Does that influence the... Whatever. There's no way, but whatever. Okay. He's gonna disarm this. He has to break this with a wooden pickaxe. Oh wait, did he get the item off screen? Yeah, he did. He gets the item, and he can't go back down. Just slides out. And until he gets the mission complete text. And he's still stuck in a wall, but it doesn't really matter. Right. Those are some alternate cats. Still faster than Brown and Burt. That is true. That is faster than Branbert. Alright. I'm gonna show some faster times at this point. And let me see. I actually don't know what exactly is... Okay. I'll show you a time from Canadian. This was actually the first Spire speedrun ever done. Canadian was the first to submit a run. Hopefully this... Oh, that's disappointing. It just downloads it. I don't want it downloaded. I want to open it. Okay, hold on. This has gotta work. I gotta copy the... Copy message link, maybe? Yeah, that's it. No, that's not it. Copy text. It might be the same URL. Attachments. Maybe I just remove this part. That work? Its content's no longer available. Fuck you. Let's try something. Let me see if I can open it with Chrome. Yeah, that's a thing. This was the first Spire speedrun ever submitted. Yes, my name is Josiah in real life. Beep, beep, beep. You missed the puns, though. Okay, here we go. I'll keep the music playing, I'll just lower the volume. This is one of the first runs submitted, so this is kind of a better idea of early strats. Yeah. He actually gets the armor from the armor stand, which is something we actually haven't seen till now. But he just blows up the room, kind of lets it play out. He gets up here really fast. He grabs the chains. Now, actually, some insight here. He's playing on an earlier version of the Spire, which is funny because he actually doesn't get any glass panes in this version. So he has to use the chains from here, which isn't that big of a difference, but I think chains are slightly worse because of that, because that's more likely to happen. And he can't really recover that. He goes through a suboptimal room, but I think it's because he thinks he needs this room for the right items. This is janitor's closet. Alright, so he has to spend a lot of time breaking that stair, which I anticipated would get faster. Yeah, and he goes to this corner room. Now, I hope that I can show you this in-game. I do actually want to show you his route in-game, because I do think it's important that you understand. And I hope it works, first and foremost. Yeah. Alright, so let's show you the route he's currently taking. And then let's see I remember what route he took specifically. So he's taking a route on the corners. Now the thing about the corners is that they kind of limit your options later, but they're also typically pretty passive rooms, right? A lot of the corner rooms. So for example, the one he's going through right now, he's currently on this floor, and he's going through this room. This room is just a room with a horse in it, and you're supposed to save the horse and activate these two pressure plates. If you activate the two pressure plates any other way, that also works, and spoiler alert, that is what he does. To get to this room, you need to go through janitor's closet, and then go up here. It's the only entrance in. Then, I believe what he does, I think he either goes through anvil room or respawn anchor room, and then we'll see about these later, right? But this is some pretty early routing, because it's not as optimized yet. All right, he goes up the ladder, places an armor stand there, puts the player where the one is supposed to be, goes up, and now, yeah, he's going to anvil room right now. I can immediately tell. He's going to anvil room, and the thing about anvil room, it's RNG. It's just, it pours anvils down on you from random spots. Also, wait, no. I forgot something. Anvil room doesn't work in this version. The command blocks weren't functional. So this is just free. Okay. Well, it's the same as if he had gotten good RNG, pretty much. You'll see later. Gets an iron block, and this iron block is actually really critical for his strategy. Because he crafts a crafting table, he gets a bucket, that's all he wants out of the iron. He doesn't need it for anything else. And here, Ken uses this zombie room. Now this room is really good because the only mobs in it are zombies and silverfish, and you only have to break like 2 blocks to leave. This is probably one of the better rooms on the 5th floor, which is why he's going for it. And he uses the water to swim up. And he doesn't even need to break the slab below because he has the water bucket. That's one of the advantages of getting the water bucket. Some people did this early on. I think it does take time though, so it is a time loss to get the water bucket. He goes for this room right here, doesn't really matter. Mostly. Bit of a time loss there. He does this, goes to here, and then let's see how he does the final room. I actually am really excited to show this. Because this is not the high risk, high reward one, but it's also pretty close to that strat. This is going through the shulker, right? And he uses the water bucket to drain the lava. He goes through the shulker path, and then chorus fruits out. That's like a 233. 232 maybe. Yeah, and also the mission complete text wasn't working in version 1. But yeah, that's the first run someone ever did on the Spire. Avatar needs a better PC, microphone performance. A better PC. Yeah, you just make a cake out of a PC? Like what? Microphone, a smartphone performance? I thought you said microphone. What? Whatever. I don't really know what you're saying. But that is the first run ever submitted. And I'll go through a few more of Ken's. Let's now go to his 113. So let's sorry, 213. Well, 113 would be insane. This is a 213. Copy text. That's awkward. I cannot load this video. Oh, I guess I have to download it. Okay. What is chat saying? 102. yeah, 102 would be insane. It's not that. It's like a 213. This is the second run that Ken submitted. I will open it with Google Chrome and we will watch. I'll keep the music at full volume because it is good. And this is a more up-to-date version, so there shouldn't be any difference. This should have like maybe slightly different routing. He still uses the same strategy, like the early strategy of just blowing up the room. He gets the button. He tries the monologue, but it doesn't really work out. And he's going through computer offices. This is the optimal route at the very start. So he goes... Wait, no. Wait, oh, I was wrong. He's going through janitor's closet again. It's fine. I think he does the same route here, then. If he's going through there. Also, the video is just massively slowing down with this player. If I do anything at all. But yeah, he goes through here. Here. And he's going through Juan room again, so not much of a difference. Actually, there is some difference. He does something different in this room. Places a button in the floor and just activates some redstone to the floor to get out immediately. I think it's a command block through the floor, but whatever. Goes to here, and this time he goes through anvil room, but it's a working anvil room, so it's a bit different. It's more intense. Then I think he goes to zombie room again. But he also doesn't... I don't think he gets the water bucket here, does he? No, he doesn't. He skips the water bucket. Just to save the time. And he has to mine the slab to get up as a result. Then goes through here. This is pretty standard. Let's just skip ahead a bit. And he's going to this, and he's adapted to the strat of the high risk, high reward through the floor. And he uses the string. Check this out. This is very important. If you slow this down, he uses string to obstruct the lava and then bridges through. Which is very important. You'll see variations of that strat used by pretty much everyone. Eats the chorus fruit, gets out. He didn't even lose that much health. Right? And let's show a few more... Let's show a few more routes, right? So let's, for example, show off the Danny the Dino run, which I think was pretty good. It was a 2:12, so it's actually a bit faster than the one we just watched, and it's also on YouTube. So that means I don't have to download anything. Okay. So he goes here. What does he do? Opens this, grabs the glass panes, standard. All standard. He breaks this and uses this more advanced strat here. He's going to, I believe this is computer offices. And I think this might be a version of what ended up being the most agreed upon great route. So he's going, I believe, yeah, this is the code room. So people found out that that code room, anvil room, zombie room is a very, very optimal strategy. And you'll see that everywhere very soon in the speedruns we see. So he's going through here, and he's going to go through anvil room. There's a bit of trouble with it, I think. But he gets through, and he's going to go through the zombie room, which he gets through. And then he goes through the CEO's office, which is also a very common room, because it's super easy to go through. Then he goes through the high risk, high reward, like, just through the lava. He uses the string, and he gets out. Variations of this run is what you're going to see a lot. And I think I'm ready to bring out the big one. Let me see. The Habsburg lock, yeah, I'm sure Tundra's happy about that room being in like every speedrun. Yeah, the Habsburg dynasty. I'm contacting my lawyers. Should copyright strike. Okay, so Dwinkly, I'll just give you context. I may or may not be able to show you in the game. Come on, no. But okay. Yeah, Minecraft keeps crashing. I might just not open it again. But what ended up happening? Tundra built me a lock, and it wasn't badly designed. It was just weird, right? And the Habsburg dynasty is known for being very inbred, and Tundra felt that like the lock filled the same description, so he named the lock the Habsburg lock. Anyways, I'll show you the famous Canadian 153. Technically, the first sub 2 time was a 158, but this is Canadian's 153, which is very famous. I'll show the whole video because he just like flatters me a bunch at the beginning, and I like it. Yeah, that's shit.
The Spire is a challenge gauntlet with 44
Damn
rooms.
right. Actually, which rooms does he show here?
The Spire
He probably shows the most
is a
visually
challenge gauntlet with
impressive ones. Yeah, he shows. This is pillager room on 5th floor. This is just the entrance. This is also on 5th floor. This is on, I believe, 4th floor, and this is punch the wolf to proceed. Essentially, you punch this wolf at the bottom, and then all these wolves come falling out, and they all attack you. It's really funny. And there's a piglin. I think that's floor 5 again. This is floor 4 again. It's just a bunch of witches named Margaret Thatcher. This is asbestos base.
Asbestos base. It's designed to be broken into, but this one has a catch. You don't just have to survive a series of
that replay shot's amazing. Like, let me just appreciate this.
It's designed to be broken into, but this